Hello everyone and welcome back to the vlog. Today is the 17th of June. It's a little bit breezy here today, so I'm not going to talk too much, but we've got some fun jobs to be getting on with. One, I'm going to build a bird bath. Somebody in the comments suggested that I use the stump log from my new plot, which is over there, and make a bird bath, and of course that's such a good idea. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to put some food out for the birds, and lots of weeding. It's already gone 5 o'clock, but the sun doesn't set until, I don't know, like nearly 10 p.m. now, so I've got a couple of hours here. I'm not going to stay until 10, I'm going to stay for like 2 hours maybe. Yeah, so we've got some jobs to be getting on with. Let's get on with it. This is the stump in question. Of course that would make a really good bird something or other, either a bird table or a bird bath. I'm going to try and take it over to the other plot just so I can see it a bit better. I'd like to put it like there in amongst the comfrey, because this area gets shaded most of the day. It gets evening sun, but I want to chop some of the comfrey back and sort out my bird feeder and weed around here, weed the shallots, bindweed. Oh, I pulled the elephant garlic that was by an ant's nest. It is rotten. That's why it was so crispy, I suppose. So in this place I've got another dahlia to go in and some cosmos, sad cosmos. This is what I'm going to make the bird bath out of. It's an old tray. I have a couple of these and I have a DIY bird bath with one of these in my garden, so I know the birds will like it. It was really warm today, so I'm only here now, 5 p.m, and we're also going to have a really warm weekend, so I want to make sure there's water out for the birds. There is the pond obviously, but it's so full of iris I doubt they'll get much water out of there. Okay, let's start back here and do the bird bath, bird food stuff. As you've probably seen from the thumbnail, this wasn't just a quick little tidy up of this comfrey patch. It actually turned into a good few hours of cutting back and digging and dealing with spiders and bugs in this back area. But oh my gosh, I am so happy that I finally got around to doing this job, and I didn't just work around the black plastic and try to hide it with a bird bath. I've made this area so cute and I cannot wait to see the birds and the wildlife use it. You know what? I think we can do this. We can clear this today and maybe tomorrow morning, because the nettles are actually coming out really easily. I think it's because, well, they're dead basically. Yeah, and we have wood chips. I have some cardboard. I reckon we could clear this area cardboard and wood chip and then create a really nice little bird area rather than try and work around this black plastic. And yeah, we're gonna do it. Let's do it. I am quite scared to lift the whole black plastic off, so this might be a little slow. This corner is actually the last untouched part of the plot. It is the one I've been putting off for quite a while now, and it is because I think it used to be a compost heap. There's a lot of like big pieces of wood in there, it's basically a big mound, so that's why I'm guessing it was a compost heap, and there's also a lot of nettle stumps and roots and bindweed growing through this, so that is why I kind of covered it over and tried to forget about it. Suppress some of that weed growth, and yeah, it wasn't my top priority or the top thing on my to-do list for quite a long time, but I don't know what came over me. I just started this job and I just needed to finish it, even though it was quite like a horrible task. I just felt like I'd started now, I need to finish it, I need to make this corner beautiful, and then I can move on with all the other fun projects and things to do on the plot that I'm actually looking forward to. Anyway, this was very satisfying, and it's also kind of a momentous occasion now that I've actually worked on every square metre of this plot and dug out a million billion nettles and bindweed and bits of rubbish. Yeah, I feel like plot 1 is like almost done in a sense. That is so weird. The nettles have grown through a little spade, shovel, trowel. That's so crazy. Okay, I say that plot 1 is done. I don't mean like complete. I mean that all the hard, horrible graft is done. I guess there are still things that I need to do towards the back of the plot, like on the left-hand side, the bindweed has gone crazy again and the comfrey is probably getting a little bit too big, but that's easy enough to sort out. It's not going to be anything like what I'm doing in this video because that was not fun. And I thought my nettle days were over, but not quite. So you can see my neighbour popping in. He wanted to know what I was squealing about. So another reason why I think this was a compost heap was because there was a lot of like rat tunnels under the mound. There was like this really big hole, and I think there had been a lot of rat activity in the past. The hole was empty, but there was evidence of rats, and yeah, he came to have a look, and then he just kind of like dug into it. Yeah, it was vacated, but it was not a great find. I know for a fact there are still little bits of bindweed root and nettle root in this patch, but I've got out as much as possible, and whatever resprouts. It will definitely be easier to get the pieces out now. Now there's no rubbish and massive wood pieces. I think this patch will be a lot more manageable. Regarding the back of the plot, I get a lot of suggestions of things that I could do to stop the bindweed and the nettles from coming through from the other side of the fence. A couple of good suggestions have been to dig a board along the fence line to stop the roots coming through, which is a very good idea. Definitely a job now for autumn and winter, especially when that massive comfrey patch dies back. I think it'll be much easier to do. Another good suggestion has been to plant things that inhibit the growth of other plants. So one suggestion is always sunflowers. Now, lots of people also say that I shouldn't plant sunflowers with like my vegetable crops because it stops that or stunts their growth. But I've never found that, and I think last year was definitely a testament to that, because I planted sunflowers in every single bed and none of my crops really got affected by it. So I'm just going to carry on planting sunflowers in every single bed, but it would be really nice to have a row of sunflowers along the back of the fence to hide the fence, but I think bindweed would just like twirl up the sunflowers because I'm never going to get rid of it in that area. Other suggestions is to cover the fence like my neighbour has, and I am thinking that I will go with that solution, but I don't want to use the black plastic. I feel like it's so in your face, and it will just make the back of my plot just look like a black plastic hole. So I don't know. Otherwise I'm just going to have to keep battling it and pulling the bindweed off the fence, cutting the nettles back down. But yeah, I don't know. I think we will find a way to deal with the wild area behind the plot, but I think it's just going to be a slow process, and we're just going to try a few different things and see what works over the next, I don't know, year, 2, how many years I have this allotment block for. So yeah. Home time and dinner time. I'll see you tomorrow. let's get the cardboard down. Hopefully I can do this in just a few wheelbarrow loads because it is so hot today. Haven't shown my face yet, but I'm just going to get progressively more red and sweaty as the day goes. So yeah, let's get on with it. That is so satisfying. Oh my gosh, I love wood chips. Don't they just cover up all your problems? Oh gosh. So hot, but it's nice that I can stand in the shade now, in this little shady spot. So, okay, let's put the bird feeder together, get the stump over here to make the bird bath. I've still got that dahlia and those cosmos to plant out. I really want to weed the shallot bed, but I don't know if I'll have time. We'll see how fast this can be done. Gosh, you know what, I like sitting here. I can see both plots and yeah, it's really nice. Okay, when you're ready guys, there's food and water out for you. It'll probably take them a while to figure it out, but wow, I can't believe how different that little patch looks. I'm very happy. Part of me is like, ooh, I can fit another bed there, but I think it'd be nice just to keep this a little, just as a little bird patch. I do have some pots of daisies that I might put around here because they dry out really quick in their pots, so I'll move those over now. But oh, cute. Not exactly who I was expecting to be the first visitor, but at least somebody's enjoying the food. Yeah. I have just been round and watered every single bed. I've said before, I don't generally water the plot, only when I'm planting stuff out, otherwise I just rely on rain. But things are getting a little floppy, and we are due a very warm weekend, so I thought I'd better give everything a really good water. I put the extra cosmos out. That one does not look good. I've got the extra dahlia. I've put more cosmos up here because one died, well, two died, so I've got another few there. Obviously didn't get round to weeding this bed, so I will try my best to do that ASAP, because this is a job that's needed doing for weeks now. But other than that, I think everything is looking really good. And I think the back of the plot is looking so good now. I'm so happy with that. Yay! It is definitely time for me to go home. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I will see you again next week. Bye guys.